Hi students, welcome to NIRS Education. As we are discussing the lesson Natural Resources, so we are moving with the concept the biogeochemical cycles. So in this session, let's see in detail about the water cycle. So as we already know that in this solar system, the Earth is the one planet. Only here we can see the water. Because of its presence of the presence of water on the Earth, it is getting the lot of difference from the other planets. So the large amount of the water which is present on the surface of the Earth, almost it is in the liquid form, but little bit is present in the form of the ice, and little is present in the form of the vapor. So this water is going to support all the living things on the Earth. All the living things which are present on the Earth, they are getting support by the water. So there is the constant exchange of water between the air, land, sea, and between the living organisms with their respective environment. So the exchange of water is going to take place continuously between the atmosphere or the air, the land, the sea, and between the living organisms with their respective environment or the surrounding. So here there are two overlapping water cycles are present. So that is, the larger one is the global water cycle, and one more is the biological water cycle. So the global water cycle, that is not going to involve in the living organisms. So there is no connection between the living things with the global water cycle. But the smaller one, that is the biological water cycle, so that involves completely, that is connected completely with the living system. So let's see what is the meaning of the global water cycle and biological water cycle one by one. So the first one, that is the global water cycle. So the maximum amount of the water is present on the surface of the Earth. So that is going to evaporate from the hydrosphere, that is from the different forms of the water bodies, that may be the oceans, seas, river, or the streams, or maybe lakes, or any other water bodies. But the water is going to evaporate from the hydrosphere under the heat of sun, and they will form the clouds. They will form the clouds. So the wind blows the clouds over to the land, where after getting cooled enough, the water in the cloud falls on the earth in the form of rain. So that may be hail or it may be the sleet. That is called the precipitation. So the rain may fall on all the surfaces of the earth. Means on the surface of the earth, that includes the land area, that may be the forest, that may be the desert, that may be the oceans. So on the surface of the earth, so maybe it is going to fall directly into the oceans also. So some water from rain and melting snow soaks into the grounds, but most of it flows into the rivers and returns directly to the seas. This already we know that. But here the groundwater comes to surface again with the help of the springs and pumps. So it is used in the different fields for the agriculture purpose, in the industries, for the domestic purpose. So this water finally again evaporates into the atmosphere, and it may form the snow or it may form the vapor. So the water vapors, they will added to the atmosphere again, and they will again forms the clouds. So this completes the global water cycles. The evaporation of water takes place from the different water bodies. They will form the clouds. It will fall down in the form of rain. So that again utilized by the organisms, but that is not connected to the global water cycle, but the water which has joined, which has mixed with the oceans, that is again and again going to evaporate and falling down, evaporate and falling down. That is nothing but the global water cycle. The energy to the water to run this cycle comes from the sunlight. That's why we consider the sun is the most important source of energy. Whatever the energy needed by the things which are present on the earth, that is obtained from the sunlight. So the oceans forms the largest global reservoirs of the water, and the atmosphere forms the smallest global reservoir for the water. So this is called the global water cycle. There is no connection of the living things in retaining or in gaining or giving or getting the water again and again to the different forms of the water reservoirs. So the oceans are the greatest or the largest global reservoirs of the water of the largest reservoirs of the global reservoirs. So the remaining, that is one more biological water cycle, what it means, how the water is going to rotate and how the organisms are connected with this water cycle, that we will discuss in the next session. Thank you and have a nice day.